Hello, interwebs. I hope you're both? Just two of you. All two of you who are watching this video. I hope there's more of you. But I hope both of you are doing well. I'm going to leave that in. Welcome to this video again. Sorry you're not seeing my lovely face again. I'm almost fully healed, but I am just sort of clicking onto my vanity for a little while longer, so you're just getting audio for this one. I'll be back on screen in just a little while. Thank you for sticking with me as I recover from surgery. But for today's video, I just wanted to do a quick little review of two movies that I deeply, deeply enjoyed. As many of you know, I'm a huge film buff. I love talking about movies. I love seeing movies. Mainly on this channel, I talk about science fiction, fantasy, and sort of genre stuff, horror as well. And I don't really talk about dramas outside of that genre. So I wanted to try and just sort of bundle together a couple movies that I saw that don't typically fit into the sort of genre that I normally talk about, but I absolutely adored. And honestly, I think that both of these films could possibly be contenders for my favorite film of the year down the line towards the end of this year when we can talk about things like Oscars and awards ceremonies and things like that. Now, I don't think either of these will topple Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is clear, far and away my favorite film of the year by far. But in any other year, without that film, these would probably have been strong contenders, and they already are still strong contenders. The first one that I want to talk about is a movie called Boiling Point. This is a British drama film directed by Philip Bartini, apologies if I said his name wrong, and starring Stephen Graham, who is, he plays the chef of a restaurant during one of its busiest nights of the year towards Christmas. And the fun sort of conceit of this movie is that it is all shot in one take. Now, I don't know if they cut it up when they were doing the takes, like maybe they shot one part and then sort of cut away during a sort of hidden moment that you see in movies like Birdman, but honestly, I could truly believe that they shot this all at once because it really has that low budget feel of just sort of moving around, moving through the space. You're constantly getting to see and feel and know the geography of where everything is. Like, the camera just takes you on this journey and just sort of follows different characters as we go through this kitchen, and we sort of get to see the little vignettes of everyone's lives as we're going through. But what's so fun and sort of hinted at in the title of this, Boiling Point, is that this is basically going to be the worst night of this chef's career. And you kind of know that going in, that there's all these ducks that are being lined up to just be toppled over as we keep going through the episode or going through the movie. And you feel this tenseness growing through each possible thing that's added. You meet like a racist group of patroners. The same night, a food critic is coming to the restaurant. A proposal is happening that night. Food isn't arriving on time. They have a health inspector. Like, all of these things happen all at once. And you're just sort of watching them all stack up and build upon this guy who is clearly overstressed, overworked, and not really pulling his shit together all that well. And you're just waiting for those shoes to drop. And it's just so tense, so good, and it's so well acted. The characters all feel believable. You get these really wonderful moments of humanity throughout, despite all the chaos that starts to build and build and build. And again, all in one take, which is just so supremely impressive. Even if they didn't all shoot it in actually one take, the effort is truly wonderful and really just builds that tension. So if you have not seen Boiling Point, is a movie that I highly recommend to you. It was just a truly tense drama time that just showcased something that you don't always get to see, like kitchen stuff. Like, I know we get to see like kitchen reality shows that feel over heightened, but here, this feels like a very much more, despite everything going on, a much more grounded take on all of that because of that sort of way that film was shot. So I cannot recommend Boiling Point enough. Again, a top film of the year. Another one, though, that I want to talk about, this sort of second one that is on my list for such a great film. And it kind of has that sort of theatrical feel in a much different way, and that is Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. Good Luck to You, Leo Grande is a sex comedy drama that stars Emma Thompson and Daryl McCormack, and basically just follows, for the most part, this film all takes place in one hotel room over the course of a few different nights, with Emma Thompson's character hiring Leo Grande, who is played by Daryl McCormack, because he's a sex worker. And you sort of see, especially her, wrestling with her own internal complex feelings about sex and pleasure, because she's an older lady that has never had an orgasm, she's never really had good sex, and she also sort of has a lot of pent-up issues around ideas of sex work, and yet she's still called a sex worker. And then her also trying to empathize with Leo Grande, who is a man who has put up a lot of walls because of the, very rightfully, understandably so, because of the work in line that he's in, and set up certain boundaries for his clients, and he also wants to provide the service that they paid for. And you sort of see that he's sort of commodifying his personality and who he is for her. And so it's this interesting, complex discussion around sexual coming of age, in a lot of ways, coming of age being strange considering Emma Thompson's age, but it is sort of that coming of age feeling, coming to understand your body, also talking about things like sex work, commodification, what boundaries we place, and sort of what place the people working in this line of work put themselves in. And I honestly, I'll be very quite frank, I don't know a lot about sex work. It's not something that I certainly know a lot about, but I do believe that sex work is work, and I support sex workers, not when they're being exploited by others for that, but trying to make it safe as possible for sex workers doing that work. So I thought that this was a sort of unique look at that whole situation, and it's, like I said, it's played like a play. The film mostly takes place in a couple nights out in a hotel room, and if you had told me, and I honestly wouldn't be shocked, I didn't really look it up, but if this had turned out to have been a play before it became a movie, like this was based on a stage play, I would not have been shocked. This is very easily could have been done as a stage play, quite simply. And because of that, it's all dragged along by the performances of both Emma Thompson and Daryl McCormack, and they do so admirably. Every single scene with these two is just so interesting and fun to watch. You see how earnest and honest both of them are as people, and you know the boundaries that they're both putting up, and them wrestling with their own internalized biases and problems and anxieties. I thought that they just portrayed it so well. If you love just a good acting showcase for a film that's a good sexual coming of age film, and also a good comedy too, and good drama as well, I cannot recommend this movie enough either. So I want to just give a quick little video to recommend both those movies to you, Boiling Point and Good Luck, Leo Grande. Good luck to you, Leo Grande, I should say. One is available on Hulu. That's Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. And then Boiling Point, I watched it on Amazon, but I had to pay to rent it. I don't know if it's available streaming elsewhere, but that is where I watched it, and I think it is well worth, the $4 you pay to rent it if you're looking for a very good movie. So those are two recommendations for both of you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy them, and I will talk to you all later, and hopefully I will see you very soon on camera. But until then, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out my other videos on this channel, but don't forget to check out my main channel as well. But beyond all of that, just thank you for being here. I hope that you, as always, live long and prosper.